Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. Sealing the palms together. Connection of the moon, the sun, the masculine, the feminine, the left brain and the right brain living in peace and harmony in that right state of mind of truth, of truth, of truth, of truth. So today we're bringing back to you universal law. And if you're new to my page, you're new to my chats, welcome, welcome. My name is Amie Barsky, and I'm a self-love and empowerment coach. So I guide people back to self-love. So often we lose this state of being because it's something we are born with through life. Life is happening. And I guide people through, my clients through, by doing subconscious work, deep trauma work to release all of the trauma limiting beliefs and restore confidence and restore self-worth so that you can live to your highest self, that pure vibration of love and light. So here I am today talking again about universal law. And today our universal law is the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Now that one's a mouthful. It's a mouthful. So if you're just joining us, welcome. Hi Jim, how are you? So the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Say that about 10 times. So Alan Watts really broke this down in a nice quote that I can resonate with, so I wanted to share that with you. So without birth and death, and without the perpetuation, or without the perpetual transmutation of all life forms, the world would be static. It would be rhythmless, undancing, and mummified. And that's how Alan Watts sums it up. And I think that's beautiful, right? It's without birth and death, we're nothing, right? Nothing's moving. Nothing is in a state of flow. So the law of perpetual transmutation of energy states that energy is forever moving in and out of form. And the cause and effect of itself cannot be destroyed or created. It just is. It is what it is. So let's break it down into something that I think we can all get a grasp on for a moment. Using water as an example. Using water. We all know that water is a chemical composition of H2O. And this refers to the fact that it's made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So if anyone's geeking out on science right now, raise your hand, because that's me. I love this stuff. So when we keep energy moving into different forms, so 1 molecule of H2O is the smallest amount of water you can actually have. And if you go smaller than that, it's not water anymore. It's just atoms, or it's atoms of oxygen and hydrogen. Now, what you might not know is that the atoms move at various speeds of vibration. So when we change water, like into ice, let's say, we slow down the rate of vibration when it becomes ice. And when we change water into steam, we actually elevate or accelerate the vibration of water, of its form. So in the context of any energy that makes up water, it's not being created or destroyed, it's just moving it. We're just using that water as an example. We're moving that water into different types of forms, right? Whether it's ice, liquid, or steam, right? We're moving the vibration, the energetic form. So let's talk about this and associate it with thoughts, because we as humans have thoughts and we have emotions. So thought energy plus action equals results. Thought energy plus action equals results. So if you get the idea to make some ice, well, the idea was formed in your conscious mind. You're like, okay, cool. We're motivated to create the ice because we projected into the future and imagined how refreshing it might be to have some ice in our drink. So we got emotionally involved in the process. And in order to create it, we realized we'd have to take action, right? I'm not just gonna think about making the ice and then assume it might appear. I actually have to take action into that. So we would put water into a container and we popped it into the freezer, and we instinctively knew that water kept in a container below a certain amount of temperature would cause the water to transmute into a lower vibration, which becomes your ice cubes, right? Hi everyone, hi, thanks for tuning in, welcome, welcome. So now we have ice. So the thought of energy created the idea, right? The idea was in your mind first to create ice, and by the physical action, you created ice from formless substance into the physical manifestation that you wanted. Simple, right? Put the ice, the water into the container, put it into the freezer at a certain temperature, it becomes hard and becomes ice, and then we have nice, refreshing cocktails. So how does this relate to your success? You're like, Amie, what are you talking about? So our success, okay, again, it's our thoughts. Your thoughts are nothing more than cosmic energy waves. Your thoughts are cosmic energy waves, and they forever are moving in and out, creating different types of ideas in your conscious mind. through repetitive reflection, these ideas are impressed within your subconscious mind, and then they stir up emotions. And this happens so quickly, like it really happens so quickly. So your emotions are expressed to and through your body, and your body is moved into action, right? Which produces the results that are consistent with the thoughts. And there you go. You have a perpetuated action, and then you have results. So think about how that works, right? That thought process. So you become what you think. You've probably heard that before. This is probably not new news to you. You become what you think. So if you want to change your results, you must change your thinking. So if something is not going your way right now in your life, I encourage you to change the way you think about it. Change your perception around that idea so that you can have better results. Thinking is the starting point of the process where thoughts become things, and your thought energy creates your life. And that's really true, right? Where we sit in our thought place is how we vibrate around us, right? If I'm thinking about, wow, I'm kind of hungry, my action is I'm gonna go and make something to eat. So you become what you think, really. And you need to review this in like raw material. Like imagine, okay, so it's like raw, your energy is raw, and then your mind is the factory that builds things, that puts things together, right? The wonderful thing is that your energy is infinite. Your energy is constant, it's infinite, and you're never gonna run out of this raw material of your energy. It's always gonna be there, and this energy is always flowing through you and to you. Do you know we have, I think it's 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. That's a lot of thoughts. Now, most often we encourage our thoughts to just move by like clouds, because if I sit there and get invested in every single thought, then I'm probably gonna kind of get stuck, especially if it's a negative thought. So it's human, it's natural to have negative thoughts, but it's what you do with those negative thoughts that makes the biggest impact on your life. And that's really important to really understand. In effect, your mind is the factory that processes your energy into forms, right? So with this energy, with this beautiful energy, you can fashion an idea into your conscious mind, bring it into fruition. You're now aware of this thing, and you created it twice. It came from your thought, and now it's coming into reality. It's becoming a real thing, a tangible thing. Let's see. I have a comment that says, I definitely have the 80,000, more than 860 though. Yes, we all have lots and lots of thoughts, I'm not sure how they measured this, but it is measured, and there is scientific proof behind that. So the idea that you fashion in your conscious mind is a seedling, right? The idea you fashioned, you created in your mind, is that seedling. And in order for it to transmute into something physical, you need to impress upon it in your subconscious mind. So that means deep. And the way to do that is to turn over that idea again and again and again. You repeat it, and it kind of starts to reflect into your subconscious mind. And you need to focus your mind on that idea as often as possible, right? So I'm gonna focus on that idea so I can bring it into the reality. And as Emerson says, the only thing that grows is the thing that you give energy to. The only thing that's growing is the actual thing you're putting energy to. You know, there's that saying, the grass is green on the other side. The actuality is the grass is greener where you water it. Wherever you water your grass, that's what's greener. So whatever your thoughts are focused on, that's gonna be the reality of your life. So positive thinking creates motivation. And I like this one because you can really flip that switch. You can simply make a shift when you're stuck in a negative space and you're just recognizing it, because once you recognize it, you get to choose consciously, okay, I'm gonna stay in this space of negative, or I'm gonna move myself into that positive high vibration. And you can achieve this through repetitive visualizations and affirmations, okay? And the more you think about something, the stronger it becomes. Right? We've all been there, where we have, something tragic may have happened in your life. Maybe you lost a loved one, or a relationship breakup, and you keep thinking about the person, and all you do is perpetuate that sadness, that upset, and it becomes stronger and stronger. Well, we want to be able to flip that. We want to be able to turn that into, well, what am I creating in my life now, in this time and place? Because this is where we're living. We're living in this now, not before, not what happened in the past. Hi Molly, thanks for joining. All right, so focus your thought and focus your energy on a specific idea, and that will develop its roots, right? We're really going to root into the subconscious mind. And you have to assume that the feeling of this wish or desire is already fulfilled. It's already there, which kind of relates to the last law we were talking about. So if you missed that video, go ahead and tune into that as well. So really try to project yourself into the future and imagine what it would be like to have taken this idea in your mind space, in your heart space, and bring it into the reality, the tangible space. The more you visualize, the more your positive outcome starts to create that energy inside of you, and the more motivated you are to actually take action to create whatever it is that you desire to create. And this motivation acts as like a burning desire, right? Ever really crave or burn like for that success or that relationship or that whatever it is that you're reaching for in your life. It's that inner connection of like, yes, this is something I'm meant to do. That inner fire, that inner light is so crucial, that we listen, that we tune in so deeply to that. And this action is so essential in order to transmute the thought into physical form. So your current results equal history or historical thoughts. Your current results, if you're not happy where you are, equal your historical thoughts. So you need to realize that your current results are nothing more than the side effects of the history of what you were thinking. They're the side effects. So in order to change the results, you must change the way you think. I mentioned that before. So changing the way you think, there's a direct correlation between these two things, the quality of your thoughts and the quality of your results. So whatever you impress upon the subconscious mind, it absolutely, hands down, if you really just impress that into that subconscious mind, it's bound to come into physical form. It has to. There is no choice. The universe only knows yes. And that's what's so freaking amazing about all of this. So it doesn't matter if the thought's positive or negative. The subconscious mind must accept whatever you're feeding into, whatever you're pressing upon it. So that's why it's so important that you flip the switch. You make that shift from negative to positive. Ideas are seeds and they bear fruit, okay? And sometimes, we have to think about what seeds I'm planting in the relationships, in the networking, in the connections within yourself, right? What am I planting? What would I like to harvest in my life? And as soon as a thought has passed your subconscious mind will vibrate on that level in favor of making that seed flourish. It's just, again, inevitable. So I can describe this as like maybe you planted a carrot seed. You don't expect a potato, right? If I planted a watermelon seed, I'm not going to get a strawberry. What I plant is what's going to flourish, what's going to bloom. So just like, you'll get the best results when you're specific, when you're very specific. So on the seeds you plant, be specific, okay? So maybe you're stuck in that place of like negative thoughts and you're like, oh, how can I swirl? How can I get myself out of it? Again, it's awareness. It's recognizing that negative thought. As soon as it comes up, the faster you can recognize it, the better off we'll be. So if you always dwell on lack or scarcity of money or love or whatever that might be, then that's the transmuting energy you're sending into your subconscious mind, and that's what's going to come out. The answer is yes. The universe says yes to whatever we're asking for. So this affects everything. It affects what you want in your life and where you're headed. So making sure that you're using your subconscious mind for and through you, not against you, right? You cannot generate positive thoughts having negative seeds planted. Positive results won't come from negative seeds planted. It's just the reality. And so many people curse their luck. I don't know if you guys believe in luck or not. Give me a high five if you believe in luck. I'm going to say nay to that. I don't believe that there's luck. I think everything unfolds as it should. And when we put our energy into that high vibration, that's when things unfold more quickly. So if you want something to unfold quickly, then you have to energize that connection to the highest vibration of positive thoughts, because if you dwell on the negative, you're going to get more negative, and that's just the way it is. Focusing on the results you seek is another really incredible tool that you can use. When I focus on what I want and I develop the ability to create in my imagination, in my mental images, in my mind space, exactly what I want, regardless of the current results, regardless of where you're at now. And I think this is where a lot of us get in trouble. You know, we imagine what it is, and then we go, why isn't it happening right this moment? Why can't I have it right now? Well, the reality is it has to unfold in divine timing. We have to trust that it's already on its way. So realizing your current results are where you are, but focusing on what is coming, what is in that imagination, in that high energetic vibration of positive thinking, positive action, knowing that it is coming. It is just trusting. And this will change your vibration, right? It'll make you feel optimistic. And when we live in a place of optimism, it's really important that we recognize, you know, my current situation doesn't define me. It doesn't, it's not everything and anything. It just is what it is, and I'm moving through it. Again, the exchange of to and from, the exchange of form, right? From ice to liquid to steam. It's always changing. So being flexible in that change, I think, is really important. When we're flexible in our mind space and in our heart, to allow things to come from a different direction. You know, we have the idea of what that perfect job looks like, or what that perfect home looks like, or relationship looks like. And then it comes to you and you're like, well, that's not how I saw it. But could we instead say, oh, be curious. Well, maybe this is something that I could be curious about and explore, because it might unfold into exactly what I want. I was desiring, I was calling in, I am calling in. It's just coming at us in a different way than we expected, because expectations are generally not serving us. So setting off that chain of reaction ultimately attracts, right? That positive vibration attracts what we're calling in, as opposed to if you were to sit here and focus on what is current and go, well, I'm not rich yet, I'm not in love yet, I don't have the best job yet, I don't have this yet, that what, right? So if I focus on that, and guess what? Not going to get it anytime soon. But I focus on how I'm getting it, how I'm bringing it in within my energetic connection to my truth, my inner light, your inner light. This is how we exchange this, and we get out of, when we live in a place of optimism, when we live in a place of excitement, that's when momentum starts. That's when the energy can shift. And that's what's really fun, I think, when we can play with this energy within ourselves, right? We can, Abraham Hicks, Esther calls it coming in and out of the vortex, coming in and out of the space of like low energy, high energy, so that we understand the difference. When we are in that high vibration, you know what it's like to be in the low place, the low vibration. You're like, okay, cool, I'm ready to shift out of this. Because we know. You know exactly when you're ready. It's like, you know, telling a person, hey, you need to quit smoking. Well, they're gonna quit when they're ready to quit. Like, we can't make anyone do something they're just not ready to do. That's impossible. So really living in that place of acceptance. Hi, Amanda, thanks for joining. All right, so the form of negative energy drains our physical energy. It really does, right? You get, anyone ever been emotionally exhausted, right? When you go through something and you're just like, I'm so exhausted right now. And it doesn't allow us to vibrate in that high space. And again, so we have to move ourselves from that low into that high, and honoring these emotions that are coming up, honoring what's going on, and taking that time to process it, and then allowing everything to shift into that high vibration, and that will amplify the results that you want. So really allowing that to stay. So our final thoughts are, in a nutshell, realizing that, again, you have the choice. We all have the power to shift anything we want in our lives. Where we are is not constant. It's not permanent, is what I meant to say. It's not permanent. It's always moving. And any thought held in the space of positive vibration will bring in action steps, okay, into fruition, bringing in what you're calling in, and you have direct control over this. Direct control, absolutely, hands down. You get to be the CEO of your own life, as my mentor Aaron loves to say. We are the CEOs of our lives, so you get to decide. You get to decide what you're going to focus on in your mental energy, which then shifts and vibrates into the material pieces of your life. It's just bound to happen, because the universe only knows yes. So regardless of anything, where you are, if you're moving into that space of high vibration, maybe this is a new practice for you. It does take practice, and it's fun. Like, allow it to be fun. And I think one way in the morning that I'm going to offer right now is, when you wake up tomorrow morning, can you ask yourself, what am I excited about today? What can I get excited about today? What's going on in my day that's going to bring me joy? And if you don't have anything on your calendar, like, oh, I'm gonna have lunch with a friend, or I'm gonna talk to so-and-so and catch up, or I'm excited about this meeting I'm having at work, then create something. Be like, you know what, I'm gonna go for a walk in the park. And that can excite you, right? The little things. And then the next question I encourage you to ask yourself is, what energy do I want to put out there in the world today? And think of one word. Well, I want to put out joy. I want to exude patience. I want to exude consistency. I want to exude love. I want to exude laughter. Whatever that word might be that you want to vibrate into today, and just put that into your mindset in the morning, right? We talk about getting our mind right in the morning when we wake up, being in that fresh state of mind and allowing things to come from that rested place, and staying in that high vibration as long as possible. So yeah, all right guys, so that's my share today. Thank you so much for joining. If you ever have questions or concerns or suggestions, okay, I'm here to serve. How can I serve you? Simple question, let me know. I would love your input. And thank you for exchanging this energy with me today. And I'll be back on Friday with another law, okay, another universal law. And go ahead and practice, okay? It does take practice. Know that it's not gonna happen overnight. And again, reach out if you need anything. All right, everyone, happy Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's in the middle of the afternoon here in Los Angeles, and I'm super excited to soak up some sunshine. All right, everyone, we'll see you next time. Big hugs. Thank you.